Hey, welcome back to Stuart's Tarantulas. Stuart here. Now, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to do, I'm tired of just doing rehouse videos all the time, but unfortunately it does happen. I do get, tarantulas do grow, and they grow out of the enclosure sizes, etc. I acquire new species, new tarantulas that I need to put in bigger enclosures and rehouse them. So today's video, I'm going to actually rehouse or house and rehouse 4 different species, which I have got in front of me. Here, if you look, the desk is a little bit of a mess at the moment. So yeah, so don't worry about that. I'm not going to go through all the rehousings of every single spider. I'm going to first showcase each spider that I'm going to rehouse, and then after that I will show you the before and after, you know, what the spider looks like now and what its new enclosure looks like afterwards. So my previous videos, it'll give you an idea of how I set up the enclosures. 99% of my tarantulas are terrestrials, a mixture of probably 85% or so new worlds and a few old worlds, but mostly all new worlds. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing this, and let me show you the spiders that we're going to rehouse. I've got them all on the desk here. Let us have a look at them. I will let's give some light on the subject. So first I'm going to be, I recently acquired this species here, which I'm going to rehouse into this enclosure, this glass enclosure here, which is a 20 by 15 by 25, I think it is high. And she is in this tub here. I personally do not enjoy tubs because, you know, you can't really see them. So I recently acquired this tarantula. It's an absolute beautiful species. This, if you have a good close look and you can have a nice look at it, it is a female. This is called a Brachypelma auratum, or the Mexican flame knee. Have a look at those beautiful colors on its knees. That's where it gets its distinctive name from, the flame knee. I'll turn see how this is a New World species. As you can see, she is a little bit flighty, and she can be, they are hair kickers. So this, I'll give you my hand as a reference here. She is a young sub-adult female. They do max out at about 15-16 centimeters. She currently is around, I would estimate her to be around 12 to 13 centimeters diagonal leg span. So that's from that leg to that leg, opposing leg, from that opposing leg to that opposing leg. So that is the one. Okay, the tub the tub that she's in at the moment is sufficient for her size, but I prefer the glass enclosure. I think it's got better ventilation as well, and I can actually see her a bit. So this is one tarantula I recently got. So let me close that up and go to the next one, just so she doesn't make a run for it. And once I've set up the enclosure, I will rehouse her and then show you afterwards. So that is the first one. Second one is a pretty special spider that I got quite recently. This species I will show you here. I got this in this tub, so she needs a new home. This is called the Phormictopus species, Dominican Republic, or the Dominican purple tarantula. So do not get mixed up. This is not a Phormictopus cancerides. This is the Dominican purple. So if you look at the spider, you can see her. You see how flighty they are? They have got an amazing food response. Look at that. If you have a look at the beautiful coloration on her. I don't know actually what it is. I do hope it is a female, because these are extremely rare in South Africa. So I am hoping that this turns out to be a female. I haven't been able to get a molt yet, so I will see what she is hopefully soon. So yeah, you can have one quick look at her. I just calmed her down a bit with the lid there. So yeah, let us close this up before she makes a run for it. So I'm going to be rehousing her in also the same size enclosure as the auratum. She'll grow into this. It's also the 25 by 50. Is it 15 or 17? I'm not sure. I think it's 17. Might be 15, 17 wide. I can't remember. And yeah, this will serve her well for another probably year. All right, so that's two of the spiders I'm going to be rehousing. Another spider I've got is this one here, which is called the Chilobrachys huahini, or the Asian fawn tarantula. I've had this girl since, this is a young mature female, well, not young, she is a mature female, she is a mature female. She's not huge in size, but I mean, she is big enough. Let me give her a little bit of a, there you can see her. She's outgrown this enclosure. This is an old world species, so I'm going to be rehousing her anyway. So let's just let's get some better shots of her this way. Get some better shots of her this way here. There she is. There we go, though. That's the Asian fawn. So she's about 16 centimeters diagonal leg span at the moment. So she has outgrown this enclosure. I am going to be, they're not a beginner species. I wouldn't recommend them for beginners because they are very, very fast, and they are defensive and would bite if they are provoked too much. So I'm going to be rehousing her in this bigger enclosure here, which is about 35 by 20 by 25. So I'm going to be rehousing her into this enclosure, and that will serve her well going forward. I'm going to put a little bit of a deeper substrate in. As you can see in this enclosure, they are very, very heavy webbers. They are a fossorial species, so you can give them, ideally give them a fossorial setup in terms of the way they burrow and etc. and web up. But if they don't have enough burrowing soil, they will web up like this, which is also fine. I've had her since a juvie, and I've had her for must be about probably about 2 to 3 years now. So she's not maxed out, but she's a big girl. All right, so that is the Chilobrachys huahini, the Asian fawn. So the last one I'm going to rehouse is this little confirmed female. Sorry, she's in this tub, so she is very flighty, so I'm not going to even touch her. This is the Nhandu coloratovillosus, or the Brazilian white and black. Don't get mistaken for them as the giant huahini. They do look similar. If you look at that as a juvie, you might get mistaken for a giant huahini. But trust me, this is a Nhandu coloratovillosus. So she is in this tub. She's outgrown this tub, so I'm going to be giving her a bigger cage, which I'm actually going to rehouse her in this enclosure here that my huahini's in once I've cleaned it out. So she's going to get a bit of an upgrade for her, but it won't be her forever home, because she is going to grow out to about a 16 16 centimeter mature female. I do have 2 or 3 females out here. I've got a mature female in here. I do have another one on that side of the room. Yeah, and they are super cool spiders, hair kickers of note, the Nhandus. So yeah, let me get into the rehousings. I'm gonna do the setups, get them all set up, catch cupped out and into the new enclosures, and I will show you what they all look like once everything's set up. So stay tuned and I'll see you soon. Right, we're done. All 4 cages rehoused, done and dusted. Let me show you the four spiders now. I've got the Nhandu coloratovillosus housed. I've got the Chilobrachys huahini, the Asian fawn housed. I've got the Brachypelma auratum housed, and I have got the Phormictopus species Dominican purple housed. So without further ado, let me go through and show you some of those spiders. So this is the first cage enclosure done, set up. This is the Phormictopus species Dominican Republic, or the Dominican purple tarantula. Sorry, I keep saying she. It is unsexy so far. So I am trying my best. It's taken cover. Let me get some light here. It's taken cover in its hide already. So I'm battling to get a good shot of her, but she is in there. It is in there, not she. It is in there. Yeah, so that's set up. Like I've said, let's just get rid of that. Like I said, it is, let's put the lid on. Sorry, put the door on. So yeah, it's about a 25 by 25. Let's have a closer look at the sides. You can have a good look here. Yeah, so there, it's set up nicely with a water dish, cork bark hide, some leaf litter, and my nice mix. I've used the same mix for all 4 of these rehouses. I've used organic peat setup, and here is my Brachypelma auratum setup. You can see down the lid off. You can see in here there's a cork bark hide. She's actually, see, I've got the setup like this, water dish, and I've put in some stones for deco. I've put in a bottom drainage layer, if I call it that, of some gravel, just in case, to stop any mold or anything growing like that. So here's some nice shots of her. Actually take some photos while I'm at it. So that is the Brachypelma auratum, a stunning spider, notorious hair kicker. It's up on the glass at the moment, but yeah, that's her setup done. Let's put her lid on, and we shall move on to the big girl. Now this is the Asian fawn, or the Chilobrachys huahini. There she is, a very defensive tarantula. She's in a 30, let's see, try and get the enclosure out. So she's in a 30 long ventilation slits. So I forgot to mention on the auratum, ventilation, and all of them ventilation slots there. And we'll have some cross ventilation across the bottom once I've finished with that. But in saying that, what I've done with this enclosure, I have taken some of her silk. I'll show you from the front. Take the lid off. Don't try this if you are a complete novice, because they are very defensive tarantulas. So this silk here, I'm pointing with my brush. This is, and in here, this is silk I've taken from an old enclosure, and I've put it into this enclosure. So there she is in all of her beautiful glory. They are a They are a fossorial tarantula, be honest. However, I have, in this specific region here, I've put a lot of her silk in there. She will go in there, I guarantee you. I've put some what we call anchor points here and here in case she decides to web up. So she will go in here, and there's a depth of, if you look on the outside, there's a depth of about 12 centimeters or more, and it is about from here to the back, there's about 15 centimeters of depth of substrate. So she will no doubtedly use this as a burrow and silk this whole thing up. And I'm pretty certain we're going to have silk appearing here, and over here, and over this driftwood piece. I've put a driftwood piece in here, cork bark here, and she's sitting out for us. So she's a mature female. She's approximately, I would say at least 16 centimeters diagonal leg span. And just to give you an idea of their defensive behavior, I will just touch her and you'll see, well, she's not behaving. There, you can see. This is why the species is not a good beginner species. Very defensive spider. You can see those fangs. You don't want to get bitten by this girl. They are incredibly quick. So I've got the experience with these Chilobrachys as well, so I am confident she's not going to race out the door. As you can see here, a beautiful specimen. So I'll go ahead and close this door. She's just standing aground and she's getting accustomed to her enclosure. So that's always the case with these new housing. She'll take a good week or so to get set up. So that's the huahini, or the Asian fawn setup. And last but not least, I have got the beautiful female. There she is moving. The Nhandu coloratovillosus, the Brazilian black and white. This was the Asian fawn's old cage. You see I've cleaned it up nicely. So there she is there. You can have a good look. These girls hit 16 centimeters when they're fully mature. So this is a spectacular spider. I've got her set up. This tank is it's about 25 high centimeters, and it is 20 front to back around about 22 centimeters and about 15 wide. So it's ample for her. You can see her diagonal leg span at the moment. She's sitting at about, I would say she's around about 11 centimeters at the moment. She's a juvie, not sub-adult yet, but definitely confirmed. I sexed her with her last molt as female. So she's definitely female. So that's her setup. So I'll just use my paintbrush as a pointer. I've got a corkbark hide here, which is a burrow which is completely hidden, and this extends all the way to the end here. So there's a lot of space for her to tunnel in. There's a little bit of an anchor point if she wants to climb on this. Leaf litter. I've got a piece of driftwood here, leaf litter, and a few stones sprinkled around, and that's her setup in there. And give her a few days, and she will settle in. And after a couple of days, I will feed her. So this cage operates differently. It's got a sliding top lid, so which is fine. I mean, I've got ventilation here, and I have ventilation here as well. So it's a pretty great enclosure. So that is the 4 enclosure setup so far, guys. What are your thoughts? I shall be putting them. Let's have a look. You can have a look at the back of this one. This is the huahini. You can see the depth of the substrate there. the depth of the Hamori there, and the depth of the enclosure for the Phormictopus. Oh, she's come out, by the way. She came out very briefly, sorry. Let's go around and see if we can catch her again. She did come out of her tunnel, her burrow. She came out and then she ran away again. Very alert spider, I must say. I'll try and get some more shots and put it in the video as well. So there we go. Setup of the 4 spiders, all one rehousing in one video. Hope you enjoy. There you have it, guys. So what did you think of the four cages, the 4 rehousings? I think they came out quite nicely, to be honest. So let me know what you think. Drop us a comment. I will come back to you on any of your comments. If you got any questions, drop me a question. Feel free, if you're in the South African hobby, drop me a WhatsApp message. If you're on any of the tarantula groups, drop me a message. I really appreciate, guys, if you would subscribe to my channel, hit the like notification button if you like the video, share it. I appreciate the support and the love. And as like I said, I'm here to help all the beginner and novice tarantula keepers in the hobby here in South Africa, and any people watching abroad in the US or in Europe. Guys, sorry, we in South Africa, we are, you know, our hobby is a growing hobby, and we appreciate the love and support that you give our South African viewers, and appreciate if you'd subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. We want to get the tarantula hobby growing in our country, and our lovely country. So guys, as always, as I said, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate your support. If you'd subscribe and follow me, appreciate that, guys. And that'll do it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, love your tarantula. Cheers.